Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, we have new leaks, and they seem to be talking about workbenches. New workbenches coming to the game, which means new functionality and all sorts of new mechanics. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Become part of the first 200k OGs on the channel because you're running out of time. And let's get into the video. So I was browsing the Dawn Discord server. I'm usually in there talking to people. And I remember seeing some leaks I totally forgot about. I want to share them with you today. The first part is this leak right here. Ymir says the achievements, the ones we have in the game, are on a time-based content update system. Meaning, after a set period of time, the achievements, the requirements, and rewards will change. Now, we don't know how long the achievements are going to stay in the game. The developers have not said they're going to stay forever. They have not said they're going to change. It's all left open-ended. And these achievements here that I'm currently working on, I'm not even halfway through them right now, they may not be in here for forever. Which means you might want to, casually, but you might want to work on your achievements, get through them, because this statue of achievement, from what the guys in the Dawn Discord have been telling me, allows you to carry 100 extra items in your inventory. Not pets, items. So for example, in future updates, if there's an event where you have to carry fruit to something to hand it in, instead of carrying 190 pieces or so, you can carry 290 pieces. That is very cool. So work on your achievements, work your way through them. I have a video on the channel talking about that. It's this one I released 3 days ago called How to Complete Achievement Fasts and Grow a Garden. I put a lot of effort into that video, and there's some really good tips in there. You might want to check it out. So get to work on your achievements because they're not going to be here for forever. It might be seasonal, kind of like a season of Fortnite or a season of this. Now, they've never used the word season. Then again, the developers have never said they're going away. But I would guess that after who knows how long, the developers might look at their data and go, okay, it says here that 37% of players have finished the achievements. Maybe we need to think about making some new achievements for people. So something to consider. Then there was this leak right here called an unreleased update log. And if you look at it, you can kind of figure out what it's for. So ignore the text down here. This is lorem ipsum. It is text used in programming when you're trying to make a website. You don't want to put real text. You want to put something that is similar to real text. It's just a placeholder text. But what you're looking at here looks like a log that you can probably access in-game to show you all the updates in the game. Maybe the developers are going to stop shadow nerfing things. That would be wonderful. And tell us when you nerf something or buff something or change something and give us a log to access in the game where it's all listed, like real patch notes. That's fantastic. Now we're going to talk about the crafting stuff. So in terms of workbenches, meaning places to craft, there have been a few released either permanently or for a limited time, such as the Dino Vent. There has also been new additions of workbenches in the game code. The first workbench mentioned in the game code is a sprinkler maker. Now, for many people, this is probably a welcome addition, a workbench to allow you to craft sprinklers. That way you're not sitting there waiting for the shop to update for your master sprinkler, your grandmaster sprinkler, or even unreleased new sprinklers that the developers might be planning. Having a sprinkler crafting system could allow you to take very rare materials and craft these powerful sprinklers, or to make very common materials to craft brand new common sprinklers. That'd be fantastic. Then we have an interesting one called the Saw Workbench. Now, why, oh why, would you need a saw workbench? Is it a workbench that crafts saws? Are saws going to be a new consumable item in this game to maybe chop down trees? Maybe for wood? Or is the saw workbench the workbench that takes your wood, uses a saw located on the workbench, and turns your logs into lumber? Why would we need lumber? Are the developers considering adding a building mechanic to our Grow a Garden game? Are we going to evolve a little bit and now not just grow your garden, but maybe grow your garden and also grow a house or build a house as well? Because many people use their garden cosmetics to make really cool houses. I mean, when you go through the starboard on the official Discord server, it is littered with people like this who build houses using the cosmetics in the game. It's really cool and really unique. Maybe the developers are taking note. Maybe they want to allow us to use our apple trees and our other trees to make different kinds of lumber to construct different kinds of houses. Then they could release not just trees or plants for fruit, but things for lumber. They could release oak and pine and ebony and all these other very exotic ones like rosewood and such to allow us to not only, again, grow a garden, but to build a house for your garden as well. I think it'd be really cool. It's almost like a player housing update for Grow a Garden. What do you think? Or that leak is something completely unrelated to house building, but thinking about a saw, my first instinct is to build stuff with wood. Then we have a grindstone workbench. Okay, now, if the wood cutting or saw crafting workbench wasn't enough for you, a grindstone workbench? What do you want to grind stone for if you're not grinding it for building materials? You got a big old hunk of rock and you want to turn it into a shape you can use to build for your home. You grind it down. What else is a grindstone for? Now, a grindstone, a traditional grindstone, had a couple of thoughts. You can use a stone to sharpen things. You can use a stone to sharpen metal, sharpen tools. Maybe it'll allow you to like sharpen tools. Another use for a grindstone is wheat. You use a grinding stone to turn wheat into flour for cooking. So it could be for material crafting and building materials. It could be for but tool sharpening, but it can also be used for wheat construction for cooking. That third one might be most likely. Now, this one's really cool. We have a brewing workbench. I would love to take all the many fruits and vegetables and things that we have in the game to brew them into potions or drinks or food or what have you, or smoothies or things like that. I mean, we already have a cooking pot in the game, so why wouldn't a brewing station make sense? Then again, the cooking pot can make juice. Didn't it make a smoothie? It makes a smoothie. Well, then again, they can just take the smoothie and move it to a brewing station. That's pretty easy to do. So the brewing station, I would like to see them use the fruits and vegetables in the game to provide buffs to the player. Like, for example, if we have logging in the game, if we're chopping down trees to go to our saw workbench, maybe we can have the brewing station make a drink to give you bonuses to your logging to cut down things faster. Or maybe it's just an expansion on the cooking mechanic. I mean, who knows? Right now, the cooking mechanic has been very underexplored in the game. They've made it a permanent feature, but aside from the achievements, there's really not a whole lot of use to cooking so far in this game. Or maybe this is a hint. Maybe they're hinting that they do want to expand the game further and further just beyond simple growing a garden, potentially building a house, potentially making food and stuff like that, having a use for all the food, having a use for the brewing station. It's really curious. Now, this next information is very important. Additionally, some of you may remember the seed boxing machine. I made a video about how the seed boxing machine is a leak and potentially could be seed trading. They haven't made any improvements to it from what I can see. So the leakers who are looking at the code can't see any new changes to the seed boxing mechanic. It's not clear on when they plan to release these, and there's no immediate clue, so stay tuned. I, for one, hope the seed boxing mechanic is seed trading. I don't want to see it used for any other feature. We desperately need seed trading in the game. People complain relentlessly that grow a garden is no longer grow a garden, that grow a garden is grow a pet, that pets have become such a focus in the game. But if you allow us to trade seeds, it'll bring value to having valuable seeds again. And it'll actually bring meaning to having seeds to grow a garden with. So I'm hoping they bring that to us. Those are all the leaks I have for you today. Expect more leaks tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday, you're probably going to get a lot more information about the coming, most likely part 2 to the Beanstalk update. Hopefully this video was useful to you. If it was, go ahead and hit subscribe. Become part of the first 200K people on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.